just 4 days back, I had a case. In fact, she's one of the homeopath and homeopathic student. I was knowing her since last 10-15 years. But every time I used to miss her remedy by giving a partial similimum. But this time, she had a problem. She presented with very typical presentation. She had an autoimmune disease like SLE, and she has presented with a typical left eye eruptions. The eye was swollen. It was lacrimating. There was a severe itching, and she was disturbed because of that. And it used to happen again and again in her life. Sometimes she might have recovered with Natronatum. Even in LN potency, I have used earlier in last 2-3 years back, and she recovered from that. But it used to come whenever she was in stress. What had happened? Just 10-15 days back, she had a problem with her mother, and there was a big problem with her mother. There was a dispute between herself and mother since childhood, since her birth. In fact, she was the second female child. She had a elder sister, and being a second child, female child, she was scorned by her mother every time right from her birth until today. So there were, right from the birth, she had this disturbed feeling in her mind, and she suffered a lot because of that. She feels that she is persecuted because of it. She was frustrated, but her relation with her mother was disturbed. 15 days back, there was a big quarrel between her mother and father. And what her mother have done, her father left the home because of that quarrel. And he was 2-3 days, he was not there. No one was knowing his location. Being attached with the father, she disturbed a lot. She frustrated so much. She was frustrated, she was disturbed, she was in an agony, she was helpless what to do and what not to do. She was brooding, she was weeping, all those things happened. This drama continued for 3 days consecutively. And then one got that her father was there in one place, and she got ultimately. But she was disturbed because of all those things, the quarrels between her mother and father, and quarrels between mother and herself, and all those things affected her a lot. So what has happened when this developed? She developed this acute reaction, and this was the history. So she asked me, sir, why I am getting this again and again, and I am doing homeopathic practice, I am doing skin practice, and still this disturbs me a lot. So what to do? And she was weeping while telling her symptoms. She was narrating, and I was just writing it down. Everything was going on. And what has happened during her conversation, I was just putting the rubrics over there. So she was in a helpless mood. She was lamenting her all the symptoms and all the things. She explained that there is complete brooding in her mind. She was continuously in brooding state. Why this happens in my life only? She never wants a company. She wants to remain alone and never wants to talk to anyone. She said that because of all those things, I am losing confidence in my life. I become helpless and I lost my confidence. Then she feels that because of all those problems, my mother, my brother, everyone is neglecting me. They are not looking towards me. Last 2-3 months, her mother never called her because there were every time the disputes, and her mother used to scorn her every time. So that feeling was there continuously. She was saying every time, why this happened, sir, with my life? I'm doing everything better. I'm doing everything good things to my parents, good things to my in-laws everywhere. And every time I never get the returns in back. Why this injustice is there in my life? So I was just putting out the rubric. Earlier she had the history of ovarian cysts also, and that was not completely resolved, but with homeopathic medicines it has become normal, but off and on she used to get the ovarian pains also. So after repertorization, I got 4 remedies. The first was Natronatum, again in the scoring highest. Second was Pulsatilla, third was Sepia, and fourth was Aurum Muriaticum Natronatum. This time I have considered this frustration which was expressing the Aurum state, the helpless state of Aurum, the disturbed state of Aurum, along with the brooding state of the Natron. And third, that element, Muriaticum element. Muriaticum, Shelton has very nicely said that Muriaticum always have a problem with mother. There is always a problem with mothers. And this is all those things led me to think about the Aurum Muriaticum Natronatum. So I prescribed Aurum Muriaticum Natronatum, and magic has happened. Within 2 days, everything vanished. Within 2 days, the reaction was so instantaneous after taking 3 doses of Aurum Muriaticum on day 1 and again 3 doses on day 2. The third day, there were nothing, and she felt she was, in fact, when she called me yesterday, she was too happy to tell me, yes, sir, remedy has acted very nicely. Nothing is there. It looks absolutely normal. I looks absolutely normal. So, just to discuss that from the Borix Mathematical, let us learn what Aurum Muriaticum Natronatum is. So, we'll learn this remedy from Borix Mathematical. It is sodium chloroaurate. This remedy has most pronounced effect on the female organs, and most of its clinical application has been based thereon. Has more power over uterine tumors than any other remedy. So this is very good remedy for uterine fibroids also. Psoriatic syphilitic. Psoriasis, which is syphilitic, it is spreading, it is aggravating more at night. This is the very typical, and it is spreading. Periosteal swelling on the lower jaw. So it affects the lower jaw. There is a swelling at the bony level. Aurum is there, because of which this happens. Swelling of testicles, again action on glands, specifically sexual glands. Testicular swelling is Aurum and testicular swelling, it is always correlated. High blood pressure due to disturbed function of nervous mechanism. So hypertension always comes under the sphere of Aurum again. Arteriosclerosis. So thickening of the blood vessels leading towards the narrowing. Again Aurum future. Syphilitic ataxia. So this remedy is psychosyphilitic remedy, and it definitely covers both actions on the glands as well as nervous system. Both things are there. Swelling is there, at the same time the degeneration is there. Tongue, the burning tongue, stitches and induration, old cases of rheumatism and gout pains, hepatic cirrhosis. Cirrhosis again explains the same miasm. Interstitial nephritis. So kidney gets affected in this remedy. And most important are the female complaints. And in female complaints, indurated cervix. Generally, indurated cervix, it becomes hard and painful. This is very common with the psychotic remedies. Palpitation of the young girls, the coldness of abdomen, chronic metritis and prolapses. So, metritis, it is an inflammation of endometrium with a prolapse. Uterus fills up whole pelvis, so hypertrophied uterus, or sometimes with the fibroid uterus. Ulcerations of the neck of the womb and vagina. Those ulcerations generally syphilitic. Leukorrhea with spasmodic contraction of the vagina. Ovaries are indurated. See, this is very important, where the action is very marked. Ovaries gets indurated. There is a ovarian dropsy. So ovaries are swollen, full of fluid over there. So cystic ovaries, this is very good remedy. Subinvolution of the uterus. And last is ossified uterus. So ossified means it becomes thickened, it becomes calcified uterus. Generally, this thing can happen in old age also. So ossified uterus. dose second to third trituration. But my suggestion is that generally I used to use it in 30 to 101 and these potencies I used to use with the Aurum Muriaticum Natronatum. A very important remedy, and this remedy done the wonder in that case. So this remedy generally we used to miss. When we think about the patient, we think about natrum very commonly. We think about the Muriaticum group very commonly. But sometimes we miss this, and that's why I want to share this experience regarding Aurum Muriaticum Natronatum. When the futures, the natrum futures are associated with in-depth affection, in-depth disturbance of mind, when will is getting affected, Aurum Muriaticum Natronatum plays very vital. So that's all for today. We'll learn another remedy whenever time comes.